17. All right, there you have it. Thanks, Nicole. The price of gasoline continues to rise. So what is the Obama administration doing about it? What should it do? Former Shell Oil President John Hofmeister live with us from D.C. John, welcome back. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Stuart.
$4 a gallon gasoline. Let's start with that. You think we're going to hit $4 this year?
I think there's a very good likelihood we hit $4 this year and we hit $5 next year.
Whoa,
because what is the Obama administration doing about it? They're doing nothing about it. They've shut in the Gulf of Mexico, knowing full well that the economy is recovering. The world demands more oil. What does the U.S. do? Shut down the Gulf of Mexico and postpone drilling plans from 2012 to 2017. Well, if you think the Obama administration is anti-business, it's also anti-oil, which means it's also anti-consumer.
But wait a
That's
second.
A serious problem, Stuart.
Look, taking the Gulf oil production off the market, yeah, that's what the Obama administration has done. But surely that alone is not enough to get us to $5 a gallon gasoline.
No, I think that the increasing Asian demand, the increasing U.S. dependence on foreign imports, and look at this. Look at how China is spending over $100 billion making loans to oil-producing countries to set up direct contracts of supply so China doesn't have to buy off the global trading market, but the U.S. will. That means the U.S. is going to be getting more oil off of a smaller base, which means over the next couple of years, China gets locked in lower prices, while the U.S. is going to have to trade for oil off of the shrinking pool of the global trading marketplace. We're setting ourselves up for a complete economic disaster, a return to recession, because the consumer can't stand $5 gasoline.
So you're saying that China doesn't pay the global going market rate. You're saying they're locked in with long-term contracts at what, a fixed price with these oil-producing countries like Venezuela?
I'm sure there is a fluctuation in the price, but you can believe that they're locking in discounted oil for the sake of these $100 billion loan programs that they've been giving to, yes, Venezuela, Kazakhstan, Nigeria, other oil-producing countries around the world, including Russia.
Okay.
And so they are taking care of themselves very nicely.
John, if the Obama administration turned around this morning and said, right, you can do whatever you like. Hey, you oil companies, drill wherever you please. You can go back to the Gulf. You can drill in Anwar. We don't care. Please drill. How much oil could oil companies extract from America, and when?
Well, I've been suggesting that given the resources we have, we could embark on a plan to raise our domestic production by 3 million barrels a day and create 3 million new jobs over the next 5 to 10 years. It does take that kind of time. But look, we're using 20 million barrels a day. We're producing 7. We're on our way to 6 because of the shutdown in the Gulf. If we could set a target of 10 million barrels a day, raising it by 3, create those 3 million jobs, we're on our way to a tide that raises all ships in this economy. And why shouldn't we do that? We have the oil, and we have the technology, we have the financial wherewithal. In fact, that would be 3 million new barrels without a dime of taxpayer money, because investors would pay for it in the private money marketplace. Okay. It's just a plan that's the economy.
John, it's Tracy Burns. Why don't we use Canada more? Canada has so much oil just ready for us, and we don't go near them.
Well, there is a close relationship between the Canadian oil sands and the United States, and with what pipelines we have, we are bringing in a fair amount of Canadian oil, but in order to do more, we need more pipelines. And that's where this administration is hesitating. This administration is saying, oh, well, we're not sure we want that dirty oil from Canada, and they're jeopardizing the building of this pipeline all the way to Port Arthur, Texas, from the Athabasca oil sands. And guess what the Canadians are doing? They're going to build a pipeline to the West Coast so they can export their oil to China, because the oil is going to be bought by somebody, and if the U.S. isn't going to buy it, Canada's going to sell it to somebody else.
John Hofmeister, we really like it when you spell it out how you think it is, and we appreciate you being with us, as always. Please come and see us again real soon.
Thank you.
Good stuff.